The purpose of this video is to introduce to you the reading journaling part of independent reading class. In the introduction video, we talked about how the main part of your grade in this class is just to be reading and to be finishing books and taking quizzes or book reports on those books. But one other thing that we're going to expect you to do, and this is once per week, is to do sort of a check-in by writing a reading journal. And to do that, we're going to be using the app Seesaw. And I think you're familiar with that from other classes. So to get to Seesaw, you can just come to independent reading on the distance learning site and scroll down to the quick links section. And then you'll see there's a quick shortcut right here, link to Seesaw. Now, the first time that you go in, you're going to have to join the class. And the join code is right here. And so you can copy this code, two-finger click and hit copy, and then go into Seesaw. And it's going to take me right in. And the next thing you're going to have to do is click on your name up here, and then click on Join Class. And then in this box, enter, two-finger click and hit paste to enter that code from the distance learning website, and hit Join Class. Now, in this case, I have already signed up for it, so it says you're already a member of this class. But for you, it will just take you right into independent reading. Now, in this class is going to be set up very similar to communications in that there are two tabs we'll be using in Seesaw. This tab, the Journal tab, is where you'll be putting your reading journal pieces. And the blog tab over here, anything that's on the blog tab is what everybody can see. And we'll be using that later when we start doing book talks so that you can share your book talk with the class. But for now, we're only just using the journal piece right here. Okay, so now I'm in. This is the place where you're going to be writing your journal. Let me go back to the distance learning site. And I'm going to scroll down just a little bit and then move my camera over here. And right below this, you'll see underneath of the link to Seesaw a document called Journal Prompts. Now it's pretty small, so if you click on it, it will make it bigger, or it'll open up the document. Okay, so this document shows you how we want you to do your reading journal. It says 7th grade independent reading journal format. This, in between these two lines, is what we want your journal prompts to look like in Seesaw. I'm actually going to start by just copying this. You could always type it out as well. But I'm just going to click and drag and copy these four and two-finger click and hit copy so that I can easily put that into my example journal entry. So what we want you to do is in Seesaw once per week. And you can decide when in the week you do that, Monday, Tuesday, or Thursday, or Friday, anytime in the week. Once per week, we expect you to create a journal entry that helps us know where you're at with your reading. So you're going to go into Seesaw, make sure you're in your journal, click Add, and then go down here to Note and click on Note. And now you're going to add your journal entry right here. Now, since I copied the top part already, I'm just going to two-finger click and hit Paste. And that's going to make it easy for me to remember the top part. So let's just say I'm reading this book, Among the Hidden. It's a fantastic book, by the way, if you've never read it. Keep you on the edge of your seat. Among the Hidden, and it is by Margaret Peterson Haddix. And let's just say the page I'm on, maybe today is, let's just pretend it's the middle of the week and I just started the book at the beginning of this week, and maybe I'm on page 25, 26. Page 26. And the date today is September 11th. All right. So I just started this book. Now, right under, I hit enter twice. And now right underneath of these four pieces of information, we're going to type our journal entry. Now, this is just going to be a way for you to quick check in with sort of what's going on in the book for you, okay? Now, the journal entry part, to help you know what to write, Mrs. Barker and I have created a set of journal prompts, okay? These are like starters to help you. And so what we want you to do is to choose any one of these for your journal prompt. to start. Okay? So, for example, you could start here with my favorite character is blank because blank, and then tell why. Or I was furious when. Or um, who tells the story? Is it the best person to tell it and why? So you can choose, or how does this character's actions affect other people in the story? So you can choose any one of these. Mrs. Barker and I would like you to do is to try and choose a different one of these each time you make a journal entry. So if you did I can't believe this week, next week, try and do a different one. Okay? Now, what we're asking for is about 5 sentences. So a good paragraph for your journal entry. We are also looking for from you that you've put a little bit of thought into this and that it shows some signs of that you put care into proofreading. Okay, so little basic writing expectations, like the basic writing expectations from communications, like you capitalize the beginnings of your sentences, you put periods at the end of your sentences, to the best of your ability, you spell checked it. Now you can see here I'm getting a red underline on Haddix, but her name is spelled right. So sometimes you might get a word underlined and it's not spelled incorrectly, but do your best. Okay? We just expect that you put some care and thought into your journal entry. So again, aim for about 5 sentences. Use one of these journal prompts. I'm going to do this, I was furious when. Okay? Now, if you don't know this book is about a future world when families are only allowed to have a maximum of 2 kids because the world became overpopulated. And this one family has a 3rd child, but he's illegal. They can't have him. And if the government finds him, they'll kill him and probably maybe the whole family. And so he has to hide. And so it's sort of about him, this 3rd kid, and what his life is like. And in the first part of the book, some neighbors move in really in like a house really close to their house, and so Luke has to hide even more than he had before. Like he can't go outside anymore, and so the beginning of the book is just really frustrating, and it makes you sort of mad because you feel really bad for this kid Luke, and especially his dad keeps on like yelling at him, like when he goes in front of a window he's like, no, you can't do that, and you just sort of really feel bad for Luke. So I'm gonna use this I was furious when, and I'm just gonna write an example journal entry. I was furious when Luke's dad said that Luke couldn't eat with the family at the table anymore. I understand that he is just concerned for Luke's safety, but eating with the family is like being part of the family. To say that Luke can't sit at the table is to almost kick him out of the family. I thought that his dad was overreacting and was being overly strict on Luke. I think that Luke could still eat at the table and be safe. All right. So I've got 5 sentences, and I started with that idea, I was furious when. And this just shows that I'm thinking about what I'm reading. Okay? So here's one journal entry. You only have to do, remember, 1 per week, anytime in that week. And then hit submit. And submit again, and it will upload, and there's your journal entry for this week. Now, this current week that we're in right now, September 14th, this is officially week 4 of our school year. You do not need to do a journal entry yet, but you do need to starting next week, the week of September 21st. We expect you to start doing a journal entry, 1 that week and then 1 every week from there on out, talking about the book that you're reading. All right, that is how you do a journal entry in Seesaw for independent reading. Thanks a lot.